I'm Joe Gigliotti, PhD, and I am your guide for this journey you are about to embark on. Now, to survive here in this generation, you're going to have to know a few things. Come along for the ride. I will show you how to live. Welcome to another edition of How to Live. I'm your host and professor, and a PhD, Joe Gigliotti. I thank you for tuning in once again. Folks, this episode today is all about how to date. We all like to have that special someone in our lives, and we like to go out and do fun stuff, whether it be a movie, go to the park, go out to dinner, what have you. So our first lesson in how to date is very, very key, vital, important, whatever you want to say, and that is, folks, you have to be nice. If you want to have a successful relationship, have a nice dating life, you have to be nice. Nice, nice, baby.
A new event, a first-time experience, is about to confront the students of Lincoln School. The Teen Club is organizing Community House, a new kind of party.
Gee, things are happening. Oh, and look, a real party for a change. Dave!
Let's go together, Cindy.
Well, how do you know somebody isn't going to ask to take?
Oh, do you think somebody might? Oh, golly, I'd be scared to death. Maybe we better go together, Cindy.
Hey, George, how about it? You and your date. Who you going to ask?
Me? I don't like parties. I am not.
Yeah, too.
I am not.
Hi, boys.
Hi, Coach.
What's the big argument?
Oh, Bill's kidding George. He says he's scared to ask a girl to the winter party.
You scared to make a date, George?
I never asked a girl to anything.
Maybe you haven't, but you'll be wanting to someday. Look at it this way. Remember the first time you ever dived? Remember how you just knew you couldn't make that first plunge? But you did. After that, it was easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's all right as far as diving goes.
But gosh, dating's different.
Sure, but you'll want to date someday, George. It's easier here where you know everyone so well. Later on it may be harder. Like taking your first plunge from the high dive.
Diving into the social swim is a lot easier than it seems. It's just a matter of following a few very simple rules of etiquette, a matter, too, of having a little courage. After a morning of thinking it over, George decides to take the plunge.
Oh, sorry. Hiya, Mildred.
Hi.
How'd you like Skip Davis's poster? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, pretty good.
Ought to be a nice party, maybe with a floor show and all.
Yeah, sure will.
Would you like to go?
Huh?
I mean, would you like to go to the party?
You mean with you? Why, I guess so. That'd be okay. Sure. I'll have to ask at home, of course.
Okay, I'll check with you at school tomorrow.
Fine. Bye.
Bye.
George did make the date. Awkward, maybe, but the date is made. Here's Bill ready to make the plunge. Let's see how well he does it.
Hello?
Hi, Helen. What are you doing Friday night?
Yes? Yes? Who is this?
Why, it's Bill. Bill Jenkins.
Oh, Bill. Well, hello.
I was just wondering if you're busy Friday night.
Friday night? Why, No, Bill didn't do very well.
First mistake, to think that everybody recognizes his voice. Second mistake, is it fair to extend an invitation without telling what it's all about? But Bill seems to realize that he did it the wrong way. Let's give him another chance.
Hello?
Hi, Helen. It's Bill Jenkins.
Oh, well, hello, Bill. Fine. What's new?
Say, the teen club's giving a party in the community house Friday night. Would you like to go with me?
Oh, gee, thanks. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yes? Oh, I don't know. Did you know whether or not Barbara's going? I suppose so.
Hold it. This is getting embarrassing for both of them. They don't know how to stop. The rule here is that the girl declines or accepts an invitation briefly and then says goodbye. If Helen had been older, she might have handled the telephone conversation something like this.
Hello?
Hi, Helen. It's Bill Jenkins.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Say, the teen club's giving a party at the community house Friday night. Would you like to go with me?
Oh, yes, thanks. That sounds like a lot of fun.
The party starts at 7:30. I'll call for you about 10 after.
Fine, Bill. I'll be looking forward to it. Bye.
Well, here it is, the dance night. Bill is well groomed. That's the first step. His next problem is what to say when he gets to Helen's door. Bill wonders who's going to open the door.
How do you do? I'm Bill Jenkins. I've come to call for Helen.
Oh, yes. How do you do?
Nice
We've
start.
been expecting you.
Now let's do it again, and suppose that Helen had opened the door.
Hi, Helen. Gee, you look nice.
Well, thank you. Do you like my new dress?
Yeah.
Well, come on in.
That was a natural. Any honest compliment is tops in date etiquette.
Bill, this is my mother.
Helen slipped up on her introduction. The rule here is the younger person is always presented to the older person. Try it again, Helen.
Mother, this is my friend, Bill Jenkins. Hello, Bill.
How you do?
Father, this is Bill Jenkins. He caddies at the municipal golf course. Maybe you've seen him there sometimes.
How do you do, Bill?
How do you do?
Good. And Helen, by mentioning Bill's job, has started a lively conversation. But not every boy is as lucky as Bill. Let's see how his friend Dwight is making out. Dwight here is obviously on the spot. No one is being helpful. What do you talk about in a situation like this, he wonders. The weather? Pictures on the wall? What? The only thing on his mind right now is the party he's going to. Why not say something about the party?
The party's going to be fine tonight. There's going to be a floor show. A couple of 8th grade kids are going to give some imitations. There's a good piano player, too.
Dwight found a good topic for conversation. You may wonder what to talk about all evening on a date, but the secret of easy conversation is getting off to a good start. And here, the girl can often take the lead.
My, did Mother and I have a time at the hairdresser's today? Oh, it was so funny.
And do you think this is a good start? Hardly. What does Dwight know about hairdressing problems? Now, here's a good way of selecting subjects for conversation. George is thinking about them beforehand. George has chosen a good topic. It seems that Mildred enjoys telling about her new puppy. Here they are at the party. Bill is right on hand to wait for Helen. But poor Joan. Her date, Tom, has committed the unforgivable error of leaving his partner stranded. One of the secrets of having a good time at a party lies in trying to see that others have a good time. And while it's certainly reasonable and fun to relax for a while and just stand around, nevertheless, all boy huddles and all girl huddles carried on too long can get to be a bore. Crossing that wide dance floor and asking a girl to dance can seem frightening, but then so did that first dive. Here's an opportunity for Pete and Morris to break up this deadlock, to make the party fun. It's also a chance for them to add to their skill in friendly relations. For party skill, like diving skill, is gained by just one thing, by practice and more practice. An efficient committee helps to make a party a success by thinking of those who are interested in other things than dancing. Always part of the etiquette of dating is the problem of getting home on time. This is the responsibility of both boys and girls alike.
Oh, gosh, I better be thinking about my deadline, George. You know parents. I have to be home by 10:15 or else.
Yes, we'd have to leave right now if we want to make your house walking. But I made a deal with Bill's dad for a ride. We've got at least another 15 minutes.
Oh, fine.
Good night, Mr. Jenkins, and thanks for the lift.
Bye.
Night.
Good night, George. Good night, Mildred.
Bye.
George sees Mildred right to her door. Mildred remembers to express her appreciation.
Gosh, thanks a lot, George. I had a wonderful time.
Okay, I enjoyed very much, too. See you in school.
Okay, good night.
Night.
And George remembers to wait until she's safely inside. And so George's first plunge into the social swim comes to a successful end. It wasn't too difficult. All it required was a little courage and following a few simple rules of etiquette. Rules which are based on just one thing: consideration for the feelings of others. Politeness comes naturally when we are considerate. Lack of consideration can spoil our partner's good time. Planning things in advance can be a wise move, too, whether it has to do with what to talk about or when to go home. By following these simple rules, all dating can be fun.
Hello and welcome back. Now that you know how to be nice as the dating world is concerned, and life in general, come to think of it, it's time for another important lesson in how to date. You have to be selfless, folks. I mean, if you're out with your significant other and you say, I'll have that, and you're going to pay for it, that's not going to work. So you have to be selfless. Not shellfish. Selfless.
This is a story about what to do on a date. It begins one early summer afternoon. It begins with Jeff and Kay and Nick. Of course, you may not have a problem about what to do on a date, but Nick, well, he has a real dating problem. If he took Kay out on a date, what would they do? Where would they go?
Just a minute, Jeff. I'll get my tennis racket.
Okay, Nick, but hurry. Hey, what about asking Kay to come to the community center with us on Friday to fix up that scavenger sale? We could make it a double date.
What?
You heard what I said.
That's no place to take a girl on a date, helping to fix up the scavenger sale. Is it?
Why not?
On a first date?
First date?
Yeah. Well, Kay's a swell girl. I was thinking of calling her. Maybe ask her to the show Friday. Good picture, wagon train.
Well, hurry up and call her and let's get going. I still have to get my things yet.
Call her now?
Sure. You know the number, don't you?
Okay. What if she says no?
Hello?
Oh, hello, Kay. This is Nick Baxter.
Oh, hello, Nick. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Say, Kay, next Friday, would you like to see Wagon Train at the movies?
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. I suppose you've got your mind made up to see it?
You've seen it? She's already seen it.
Well, ask her about the scavenger sale. Go ahead.
Kay, you wouldn't want to help get the scavenger sale ready at the community center, would you?
Oh, I've been hearing about that. Yes, I'd like to very much.
You would? All right. I'll call for you then. About 7? Bye. I sure didn't think she'd go to a place like that for a date. Where's my racket? Oh, ready?
You know, you better think some more, fellow, about what to do on a date.
Do you think she'll have a good time? What do you suppose I'll have to do? You know who all's
Now, you may not have thought of this sort of thing as a place to take a date, but it looks like it could be fun. A group doing things together. Pretty good idea for a first date. Plenty to do, plenty of people to talk to. But let's see if Nick and Kay are enjoying it.
No amount of help can make this thing look any older.
Boy, that is an old timer.
Nick, can you help me put this sign up?
Oh, sure.
I can't quite reach that far.
How's this?
That's about right.
Thanks. Say, Kay, are you really having a good time?
Of course I am. I'm glad you thought of coming here.
So am I. I mean, yes, it was a good idea.
Okay. How about helping with refreshments for the game?
All right. See you later.
Oh, yeah, oh, sure. Got any more tacks?
I think they're over there by the door.
Yes, it was a good idea to come here. How does Jeff get ideas like that? Hey, what's this? Maybe this is where Jeff gets ideas. A list of coming activities. A bike trip. That could be a lot of fun. A chance to do things with a group, to get acquainted. It does look like a good time, if your partner likes it. Would Kay enjoy a bike trip? Or a weenie roast? Another group date. A chance to learn the give and take of working and playing together. Not much arranging needed, not much expense, and that can be important. Could be a fine date, if Kay would like it. Wonder if she'd like to go to a baseball game. A date that's not too involved, one you can carry through comfortably. And there are all sorts of other sports events, inexpensive dates, most of them. Swimming meets, for example. You can find many good ideas for dates. Dates that give you a good chance to get acquainted. And dates that you don't have to worry too much about in advance. It was a good deal coming here tonight, double dating with Jeff and Phyllis. When all four are good friends and enjoy the same things, double dates can be lots of fun. Or you can ask Kay to go on dates with you alone, if you plan for what she enjoys.
Hey, you loafer. What are you doing over there?
Be right there.
Fine thing. As soon as Kay isn't around to supervise, you go off on a vacation.
You know, Maestro, I don't think your date ideas are so original.
What?
About what to do on a date, I mean. But what I'd like to know is, how can you figure out what a girl would like to do? A certain girl, I mean.
Well, you might ask her.
Yeah, Nick's looking for you. Is he good company? He always seems so quiet.
We get along all right. He's got a good sense of humor, and we haven't run out of things to say yet.
He's kind of cute. You gonna date him again?
I don't know. Besides, he hasn't asked me. George, get out of there.
I'm hungry.
If you want to do something, take the Cokes out there.
Okay, come on, here you go.
All set?
I think so. Come and get it, everybody.
Come on, we eat. Let's go.
Eat at your own risk.
Hi, stranger.
I decided to come out of hiding.
Say, this looks good. You make the sandwiches?
Flattery will get you no place. Boy, this one's for lunch. Where shall we go? Drive.
How about over here?
Oh, fine.
Your table, madame.
Thank you, sir. This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah. You're sure you like to do things like this?
Sure.
I thought all girls wanted fellas to take them to fancy places, spend lots of money.
Not this girl.
You know, I sort of like things like this, too. You won't laugh. I like to go on bicycle trips, too. Do you?
And miniature golf. Do you like that?
Yeah, and weenie roasts and square dances.
And baseball games and taffy pull. I think they're swell.
Say, you like to do lots of things, don't you? Say, Kay, next Friday there's going to be a weenie roast, or there'll be a bowling party if you'd rather do that. Or we could go to the band concert.
Oh, I'd enjoy going to the weenie roast very much. Unless you'd rather go bowling.
No, I'd rather go to the weenie roast. If Jeff goes with Phyllis, we could double date with them.
Hey, Nick, hey, come on, we're gonna break open the ice cream.
Okay, be right there. Is it all right then, about Friday?
Yes, Nick, it's a date.
Yes, there are lots of things to do on dates. If you know how to look for them, if you plan them with the other person in mind, and if you really try to make sure each date's a good time. If you do these things, you'll know what to do on your date.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that last lesson. Our next lesson, now that we've learned, how to be selfless, is another important lesson, and that's being prepared, or in other words, planning ahead. If you want to go out on a date and you pick up your gal and she says, "So what are we doing tonight?" and you say, "I don't know." That's not gonna work. So you have to plan ahead.
Yes, Mom, I've got it.
What's that? Oh, yes, the ticket he told me about. Well, let's see what he has to say. Here's the latest on my broken ankle. Doc says I'll be all right, only I have to stay off my feet for a week or so. Anyway, here's the ticket for the High Teen Carnival. It's too late to turn it in, so you have yourself a time and tell me all about it. One couple. That means a date. Not like just going around with the crowd. Just me and the girl. Well, that's all right. Only, what girl? Who?
How do you choose a date? Whose company would you enjoy? Well, one thing you can consider is looks. Woody thought of Janice and how good-looking she was. He'd really have to rate to date somebody like her. Yes, he'd enjoy that, except, well, it's too bad Janice always acts so superior and bored. She'd make a fellow feel awkward and inferior. Well, perhaps someone who doesn't feel superior. There's Betty, and yet it just doesn't seem as if she'd be much fun. What about Anne? She knows how to have a good time and how to make the fellow with her relax, have fun too. Yes, that's what a boy likes. He wants to know he's appreciated. Anne would be fun on a date. So Woody decided he'd ask Anne for this first date. But just how should he ask her? And what if she refused? No, it won't be easy asking for that first date.
Well, Woody, hi.
Hi, Ed.
What you doing?
Just thinking.
Don't work too hard.
Ed, is this private?
No, stick around if you like.
Well, hello, Edward. I thought I heard you come in.
Hi, Mom. What's for supper?
Oh, Mom, is it all right with you if I have a date Saturday night?
Well, of course, you generally go out on Saturdays.
Hello. May I speak to Mary, please?
But, Mom, this is different. A date. Well, I haven't asked her yet, but I'd like to take Aunt Davis to the High Teen Carnival.
Oh, Anne's a nice girl, but a date? Well, you're rather young.
Oh, Mom, give him a break. I think he can swing it. We all have to start sometime.
Well, if you don't overdo on dating, Ed knows what I mean. Weekends only, and not too late.
Thanks,
Mary?
Mom.
I just called up to check on tonight. I think I can get by a little earlier than usual. How's 7:30? All right, Mary. Bye now.
Boy, you sure make it sound easy. How do you do it?
Practice, my boy. Experience.
But I don't think I'll know what to say, what to talk about.
Now, don't worry about that. Just be your natural, talkative old self. Come on, let's see what's for supper.
Wait a second. Oh, Mom, is the floor dry yet?
Yes, you can come in.
Hello, Mrs. Davis. This is Woody. Alan Woodruff. May I speak to Anne?
How do you ask for a date? What about this?
Anne? Well, how about a date? Well,
really, no thanks, Woody.
Well, suppose he did it this way.
Hi, Ann. What you doing Saturday night?
Well, I guess I'm busy.
Oh, yeah? Any chance of giving him the brush off for me?
Well, of all the nerve.
Well, is there another way?
Ann, this is Woody. Well, I have a ticket for the High Teen Carnival Saturday, and, well, would you like to go?
Why, yes, Woody. I'll have to talk to my folks about it, but I think I can go. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, shall I pick you up about 8 o'clock?
That's fine, Woody. 8 o'clock Saturday. I think it'll be all right, but I'll let you know for sure. Bye. A date with Woody. Saturday. Come in. Hi, Ann. Hi, Judy. What are you doing?
Why aren't you being Krista's little sister? I'm getting ready for my date tonight with Woody.
Oh, he's nice. A date, huh? What'll you do? Go to some fancy place for dinner?
No, silly. We're going to the High Teen Carnival, and then he'll bring me home.
Oh, that doesn't sound like much.
Why, we'd have fun at the carnival, you and I, wouldn't we?
Oh, yes.
Well, Woody and I are going to have fun in just that way. I think the important thing about a date is to have a good time. And you don't need to spend a lot of money to do that. You just enjoy whatever you're doing, whether it's movies or parties or anything. And you leave your boyfriend enough money so he'll ask you again.
My, you'll be out late.
Why, not particularly late. Mom and Dad and I have an agreement about what time to come in. Look, will you be a honey and get my stockings from the bathroom?
Sure.
Mom, do we have any cleaning fluid? There's a spot on my coat.
Goodness, you know we have some. Oh, here, let me.
No, I'll do it.
That's it, son. Look your best. Your first date is mighty important.
Yeah. Dad, were you excited the night of your first date?
I sure was.
So was I. I took my date seriously. A date was a major event. Why, the night of my first date, my date had a flat tire and he was an hour late. And he didn't even bother to call me. Well, when he finally came, I had to run upstairs and do my face and my hair all over again. Oh, I was so upset.
That fella had a lot to learn about girls. Your mother lost all interest in him after she met me.
And the moral of that story is that I should be on time tonight, right?
You bet. And the same goes for Ann.
Any girl who can't be ready on time for a date isn't good enough for my boy. Well, what are you doing? Oh, go find a mirror so you can see yourself.
Hi, Woody.
Oh, hi.
Big night, eh?
Yeah. Flowers. Ann won't expect flowers, will she?
Huh? Oh, I hardly think so. I'm taking these to Mary because it's a special occasion. Of course, if you want to take flowers anyway, I guess there's no law against it.
But I don't have to, unless it's a ritzy affair.
That's the general idea. Flowers for a prom or a very special party. Otherwise, you don't need to. Say, I'll have to run.
Me too. See you later.
I'm going, folks.
All right, Ed. Have a nice time.
when you're having so much fun, time goes all too fast. Well, it's the time Ann had set for getting home. And now, good night. The end of a perfect evening. But how do you say good night? Perhaps...
Don't leave.
What, Ann?
Or it could go this way.
Well, so long.
Just like that. After all, a girl likes to know you've had a good time. So let's try saying goodnight again. One more way.
Well, it's getting late.
Yes, it is. I'd ask you in for a bite to eat if it weren't so late. Let's plan to get home in time for a sandwich or something next time.
Say, that sounds good. I'll call you next week.
Will you? Well, thanks so much. I had loads of fun.
So did I.
Good night, Woody.
Night, Ann.
Now that the plans are all laid out, it's time for our next lesson here as far as how to date goes. And that is a very important lesson, folks. And that is thinking clearly. You have to think clearly if you want to be successful in the dating world. So I'm going to write it on the chalkboard. Think clearly.
I love you, Nora. Do you love me?
Oh, I don't know, Jack.
You're the only girl I've dated in 2 months. We get along fine. You do love me, don't you?
I think so, but I'll have to think about it.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Mom.
Have a nice time?
I'll say. Jack's awfully handsome and such a smooth dancer. Mom, how can I tell if... I mean, how did you know when you were in love with Dad?
Oh, I've been in love several times before. I got so I could recognize the symptoms.
Several times?
Mm-hmm. And each time I thought I'd found my Prince Charming. Most people fall in love quite a few times in their lives.
Well, then, how can you tell when you're really in love?
Well, I'll have to think about that. Let's save it tomorrow, shall we?
All right. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Most people fall in love quite a few times. I wonder if Jack knows that.
I tell you, Bob, I haven't dated any girl but Nora in 2 months. We're really in love.
Uh-huh. And you were really in love with Betty and Mary and Dallas and I don't know who else. And there'll be others, I suppose.
Oh, no. That's over with. You know, Bob, Nora's the prettiest girl I've ever known. She's just as beautiful as...
Beautiful? And you think that's all that matters? Oh, hurry up and get in bed, will you?
Bob, did you feel this way when you fell in love with Jean?
Oh, look. I've felt that way lots of times. The trouble with you is, you don't seem to understand what love is really about. You young punks go to the movies a couple of times, do a little necking, and you think you're in love. I've never seen anything like it.
All I wanted to do was ask. You don't have to get sore about it, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack, but look at it this way. You just haven't been around enough to know what love really is. Believe me, it's nothing like the slush they give you in the movies.
Well, I don't know, Bob.
That's right. You don't know. Maybe you would understand better if... Say, I've got an idea. How'd you like to double date with Jean and me tomorrow night?
Why, sure, Bob. That would be swell. Sure you wouldn't mind?
Not if you let me get some sleep now. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, Jack, that sounds like loads of fun. See you tonight. Goodbye. Guess what, Mother? Jack and I are going on a double date with Jack's brother Bob and his girlfriend. They're engaged and so much in love. Janie has the most beautiful diamond.
Oh, that's fine, dear. I've met Bob. I think he's awfully nice.
I do, too.
And speaking of love, weren't you and I going to talk about that today?
Yes, we were.
I've been thinking about your question, and, well, suppose we look at these snapshots together,
Snapshots?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do they have to do with love?
Oh, I was just thinking that they might help you to understand how your capacity for love grows and develops just as you grow and develop. Here, look at this one.
Oh, Mother, did you have to keep that?
You know, in a way, you were in love even then. Every baby loves its parents for their care and protection. Of course, some people expect that care and protection all their lives. They never grow up. But it is a kind of love. Now, compare that with this picture.
Oh, that's the boy who used to live next door. My, how he did love his teddy bear. Love?
That's right. That's a kind of love, too. Possessiveness. A love for the things you own.
Some of us never get over being possessive when we're in love, do we?
You're beginning to understand. Now, here's a snap that shows how we learn to return love by doing things for others.
Well, what about love of our friends? Isn't that a stage of love?
Yes, I think it is. Here, look at this.
Why, that's Betty and Ellen and Ann. I took that picture with my first camera. Oh, I know. There was a time when I wouldn't look at anyone but my special friends. I guess that was a stage of love.
Yes, and boys go through a similar stage when they stick together in gangs and won't have anything to do with girls.
We soon changed that.
Now, let's see. Oh, do you remember this picture?
The captain of the football team. That was 2 or 3 years ago. He never knew how much I loved him. I guess he never knew I existed at all.
Well, we all go through crushes like that on teachers or sports stars or movie stars. Then after a while, there's a stage that some people call puppy love.
Why, that's Morris. I'd almost completely forgotten that.
Remember how important it seemed at the time?
I'll say.
And it really was important as a part of learning how to love and be loved.
I think I can tell puppy love. Oh, look, there's the couple who met at camp last summer. I certainly caught them.
Yes, and that's another stage where the physical side of love dominates. Sometimes this is mistaken for mature love, but there's a difference.
Mature love. That's a new way of thinking about it. How can you tell when love is mature?
Well, mature love is more settled. Mature love has something of the other kind of love in it and something more. It's tender, unselfish, cooperative,
When I get serious about somebody, Mom, I want to have that kind of love.
That's a good idea, dear. And if you aren't sure, you can always ask yourself some questions. Are we really interested in the same things? Do we feel at ease together? Are we proud of each other? Do we agree on the basic things such as religion, marriage, children, money, and so on?
Thanks, Mother. I know that'll help.
I hope so, dear.
Are we really interested in the same things? Do we feel at ease together? Are we proud of each other? Are we agreed on basic things? I wonder. I'm going to watch Bob and Jean, see if they have a mature love.
I've never seen a Chinese doorman before in my life. We've been here for quite some time.
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time. I've never been here before.
Oh, we're so glad you could come. This is one of our favorite spots.
Yes, we sort of found it together, you might say, and we come here quite often. Oh, the real Chinese dishes are over here.
Thanks, Bob. Oh, Bob, look what came today.
What? Oh, the season tickets for our concert series.
And guess what? You're going to have to sit through another concert by that young French pianist you didn't like.
You mean the same one we saw last season?
That's right. Maybe this year you'll agree with me that he has real talent.
Well, maybe, but only if he's improved.
Oh, Bob. Well, at least we'll have fun debating it.
Do Bob and Jean have a mature love? Are they interested in the same things? I'll say they are. They seem to have so many things to talk about and do together.
Say, Nora, talking about music, have you heard the new recording of the Brahms Violin Concerto?
Well, no. I guess I never really learned to appreciate classical music.
Uh-huh.
Are Jack and I interested in the same things? I wonder. Another question Mom asked. Do we feel at ease with each other?
You know, there's no telling what we'll get, but I'm willing to take a chance if you are.
Oh, that's the fun of it, Bob. What about some of this watercress salad?
That's a fine idea.
Bob and Jean certainly are at ease with each other. But what about us?
Well, I've made up my mind. I'm going to have the leg of lamb.
Oh, well, I thought it would be fun to try a Chinese dish.
That's all right if you like that stuff. Me, I'll stick to the lamb.
Well, oh, come on, Nora. Take a chance with us on the lobster Cantonese.
Oh, I'd like that. No, I don't always feel at ease with Jack. He's so unpredictable. I guess I am, too. We don't really know each other. And Mom talks about being proud of each other. I wonder if I could ever be as proud of Jack as Jean is of Bob. Not right here and now, maybe. But he does have his point. When he gets out on that ball diamond, anybody would be proud of him. But I wonder if we'd ever agree on basic things.
Jack, do you know who I saw today? I saw Bill Johnson and his wife. You know, they've got a fine pair of little kids. They dress them up like cowboys.
Oh, kids are such fun. Don't you think so, Nora?
Well, oh, here's the waiter with our soup. Children. Oh, we've never talked about things like that. Or religion, or marriage, or money. Bob and Jean really understand each other. They do have a mature love.
Nora,
Jack, about our talk at the dance last night. In the garden, you know. Well, I guess after seeing Bob and Jean, well, I think that love, a real mature love, is more than I'd imagined.
I guess so. On Bob and Jean, it looks all right, but...
We're not ready for that kind of attachment, are we? But we can still have a lot of fun, can't we?
Sure we can.
Would you like? How about going roller skating next Friday night?
Oh, Jack, that's a wonderful idea. That's the kind of fun I like. What time?
About 8:15.
Oh, swell. I'll see you then, and thanks for this evening. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, now that we got you thinking clearly, it's time for our next lesson in how to date. And that is to, as far as your relationship goes, just know where it's going and know what it's all about. And that we call defining the relationship. Define.
That's for me. Take it easy.
Hello? Gee. Yes, he's here. It's for you, Barney.
Told you so.
Marie,
Oh, yes, Alice.
Marie, you're upset about something. I do wish you'd try going out with some of the other boys as well as Jeff.
Why? Mother, I like Jeff a lot.
Well, I know, dear. I like him, too. But after all, there are other boys in the world.
If there are, I wish one of them had called.
Now, would you date with one if he did call?
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather go out with Jeff, but I wish the others wouldn't ignore me so. Oh, Mother, that's the whole trouble. Jeff doesn't ask me, he just shows up. He knows I'll be waiting for him, so he doesn't call. And neither does anyone else.
There are disadvantages to going steady.
Going steady? Yes, I guess I have been going steady with Jeff. We never talked about it. But then, we've dated regularly for quite a while. But it's not serious. Really, it isn't.
Well, I hope Jeff doesn't feel that he has the right to take liberties.
Oh, Mother.
That was Alice. She wanted me to come over and make some fudge with her. Girls. But I guess I'll go anyway.
Don't worry, Marie. I'm sure that if Jeff likes you as much as you seem to like him, he'll be over. Or phone.
Hello? Oh, hello, Jeff.
Diane, you know the senior class play is coming up a week from next Friday. Well, I'd wonder if you'd like to go with me.
Well, thanks, Jeff, but you know I'm going steady, don't you? Hal and I. Besides, what's happened between you and Marie?
Between me and Marie? What?
Jeff, Marie is my friend. Besides, everybody knows you two are going steady. Don't try to pretend.
Going steady? Me? Well, thanks anyway, Diane. Going steady? Everybody knows. Everybody but me. Am I going steady? What does that mean? How did I get into this anyway? Well, I have had quite a few dates with Marie. We've had fun, too. Lots of fun. We've liked each other all along. We've done all sorts of things together, like the time I taught Marie how to skate. We sort of, well, we seem to get along. I like it that way. Yes, it's fun to date Marie, but going steady, that makes it sound so exclusive. Everybody knows, eh?
It's great to have you spend an evening at home for a change, Jeff. Quite a while since we played. Your move. Your move. This Marie Miller you've been dating seems like a fine girl.
Yes, she is. My move again.
Are you sure you want to move there?
I guess I better not play anymore tonight. I'm not so hot.
All right. Something else on your mind?
Well, the kids have all got the idea that Marie and I are going steady.
Uh-huh. You, haven't dated anyone else for quite a while.
But we haven't agreed on anything. I mean, we haven't even talked about going steady. We just...
You just sort of go steady. Perhaps that's the best way to go about it. You've dated Marie a few times. You've enjoyed the dates together. You're in the habit of dating each other. As long as you don't make any commitments, as long as you don't expect too much of each other.
That's funny, Dad. I half expected you to be mad when I told you. A couple of years ago, you used to worry if I dated the same girl twice in a row.
Yes, Mother and I used to worry about you going steady. Still do some. But you're older now. Mother and I think that you're better able to cope with the problems that go with going steady.
Yes. You've played the field for 2 or 3 years, Jeff. Now you begin to settle on one girl, to date her rather steadily for a while. Of course, the first time you go steady, you don't expect it to be permanent.
Permanent?
Mother and I went steady for quite a while. But it wasn't the first time for either of us.
What your father means is you'll likely go steady with several different girls before you begin to think seriously about marriage.
Oh, well, who's thinking about getting married?
A lot of young people do actually drift into marriage without first finding out how they get along with more than just one person.
Yes. I think I understand better now. Come on, Dad. Let's play some more checkers.
Oh, I guess I can skin you again.
Not this time.
There. You know, I think this is going to turn out all right.
Oh, I guess so.
Marie, I don't know whether I ought to tell you, but...
What?
Well, Jeff asked me for a date. Naturally, I refused. You know, I think you ought to make a bargain with him. Make him promise not to date anyone else.
Well, how do I know I won't want to date someone else myself?
Well, if you do, you can break up with Jeff. Go steady with the next fellow.
Then why go steady at all? Why not circulate a little? Besides, do you think we're old enough to go steady?
Well, how old should you be? Oh, you don't know how wonderful it is. Hal and I can depend on each other. I never have to worry whether I'll have a date. And it's so good to know that you belong to somebody. You don't have to make an effort to be at your best all the time.
Well, what about petting? I mean, I've heard you can get too deeply involved if you're going steady.
I know what you mean. Some boys think they can take advantage of you if you date them more than a couple of times. It's natural when a couple goes steady that they're closer together, but you have to know when to stop.
Somehow that doesn't sound the way I want it to be. Seems crude.
What?
Know when to stop.
Well, you live your own life, but if you take my advice, you'll get your man and you'll go steady. There, all done. I'll get these things.
I wonder, do I have to decide? Can't I just wait and see what happens? Besides, I don't know how Jeff feels about all this.
Go steady for a while with several different girls. Enjoy it. Learn about yourself and about different kinds of girls. But don't expect too much. Don't make any commitments. That makes sense.
Hi, Jeff. Come on in.
I hope you're not busy tonight. I don't have anything planned, but I did want to say hello. Well, hello.
Hello. Wouldn't you want to play some records?
Sure. But first, I did have one thing planned. Would you like to go to the senior play with me next Friday?
I'd love to. Thanks for asking. It sort of helps if I can plan ahead.
Yes, I see. I'll try to ask you ahead of time, sometimes.
And I'll try to say yes. Sometime.
How about the records?
Sure. This is going to be fun.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that last segment. Now that you have defined the relationship, it's time for another important lesson in how to date. No boundaries.
Mary, wait, please, Mary. I'm sorry, Mary.
Mary, is that you, dear?
Yes, Mother.
Did you have a nice time, dear?
Very nice, thanks.
Well, you don't look much like a girl who's been out having a wonderful evening.
Oh, Mom.
No, here. Oh, what's the matter, dear?
Do you remember when you told me that I might have such strong feelings about a boy that it might be hard for me to decide what's right to do?
Yes, I remember, but why?
Well, it was something like that tonight with Jeff. You know, I like him an awful lot, and we have such fun at dances. But tonight, the feeling between us kept getting stronger and stronger. On our way home, we stopped and parked. And then things seemed to happen. Till we nearly... Well, it was so close. Suddenly I realized what we were about to do. I asked Jeff to take me home. guess he felt ashamed, too. He said he was sorry, that it was his fault.
Do you think it was his fault?
Oh, Mother, I don't know what to think. I'm so mixed up. I don't know whether I even want to go out with Jeff again.
You know, dear, I was young once, too. Perhaps I can understand something of what you feel. First, well, it all seems quite a lark. You like someone, he likes you. Everything is fun and affection. Then, all at once, you can find yourself in a situation where your physical urges fight against your reason. Then those fine thoughts of love and affection can suddenly get twisted.
Mother, is it wrong to feel warm and affectionate when you're with a boy you really like?
No, dear, it is not wrong. Because this feeling can grow into a love that will last. It's the way happy marriages are built. But, Mary, if these strong feelings lead you into behaving unwisely, well, the outcome can be guilt and frustration. And these are the things that can spoil the chance of your finding the very love that you're looking for.
Then, Mother, how do you...
Come here, dear. In the height of emotion, it's not always easy to stop and think things through. But if you'll just slow down the rush and pressure of your feelings a little, then judgment has a better chance to take hold and guide you away from wrong behavior. When you can rely on judgment rather than emotion to rule your behavior, as you did tonight, then you'll really be grown up. I can help by talking things over with you and giving suggestions, but you'll have to work out your own best way to make emotions work for you and not against you.
Hi.
Hi.
Mary, I'd just like to say I'm sorry about what happened last Saturday. It wasn't because I think of you as that kind of girl or anything like that. It's just that I don't know. You're so terrific, and we'd been together all evening, and I just don't know what happened to me.
It was just as much my fault as it was yours. I shouldn't have stayed out so late anyway.
You're the nicest girl I've ever met, and we have so much fun together that I'd sure hate to ruin everything.
So would I.
Okay, now, is everything just about finished? The last spectacular issue of this year's Signpost has to be ready for the lucky students of Central High the day after tomorrow. Mary, how's that literary page shaping up?
It's not very spectacular. One story and one poem, and that's all.
Stu? Just the pictures. Yeah, we need more pictures, don't we?
Drawings would be cheaper.
You know, if Eileen were still here, we'd be set. Oh, she could whip up some great little cartoons in no time.
Poor Eileen. She's probably so busy looking after the baby, she's forgotten she could ever draw.
What, have they had the baby already?
Sure, 5 months after the wedding. How's that for a shotgun affair, eh?
Stu, don't be so crude.
I feel kind of sorry for Fred. He always wanted to be a lawyer. Yeah. Now I guess he's got to keep any job just so he can look after Eileen and the baby.
Eileen was a real good friend of mine. Was I surprised when she left school? Gee. And then when she got married. Imagine marrying someone who has to marry you.
Well, this isn't solving our picture problem.
Hey, Terry, I got it. Eileen had a whole bunch of cartoons we didn't use last year. I bet we could use some of those.
Why didn't you think of that? Just stupid, I guess. Okay, everybody, same time tomorrow afternoon. Gotta rush through the pool reading, and then we're finished.
Yeah, until the party. It's well of us to let us use your house, Terry.
Let's get the paper up before we start thinking about Friday.
We'll see you tomorrow, then.
Okay, take it easy. Still, I'll see you later, huh? Come on, Jeff.
Mary? How'd you like to go to the party with me Friday night?
Okay, Jeff. Maybe we could double date with Marge and Stu. They'd probably like a ride over.
Yeah, sure. Come on, I'll walk you home.
Jeff, isn't that Eileen?
Yeah, sure is. Baby and all.
Gee, I haven't seen her since she left school.
That looks like Mary and Jeff. I wonder if they'll say hello to me. Maybe they'll cross the street so they won't have to.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Oh, look at her. Eileen, she's sweet. Blonde like you, huh?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Susan Elizabeth.
Oh, that's a darling name. Susie. Is she a lot of trouble, Eileen?
Well, it's tiring, but it's not too bad when Fred gives me a hand. Of course, he's not used to babies, but he's a real whiz at changing diapers. You should see him. Of course, he just adores Susie. He'd do anything for her. When she grows up, he wants to give her everything. Buy her nice clothes and send her to college.
Say, how's Fred getting along anyway? I hear he's got a job at the steel mill.
Oh, Fred's doing just fine. Of course, it's not the kind of job he'd planned on, but still, he enjoys it. He really looks forward to going to work every morning. He says it's a lot better than school, and he's making a lot of money.
It's nice he's doing so well. Why don't we ever see you anymore?
Oh, well, we don't seem to get out much. Of course, having an apartment of your own keeps you kind of busy. Besides, we both enjoy spending a quiet evening together at home.
Well, it sounds as if things are working out okay for you and Fred, eh?
Oh, yes, we're getting along just fine. Only sometimes I wish we had had more time to work things out.
Kids up at the signpost office were asking about you today. They all wish you were there this year to do the artwork. There's nobody there that can do it as well.
Oh. I sure miss the gang and all the fun we used to have in school.
The last issue's coming out in a couple of days. We're having a big wind-up party at Terry's place on Friday.
Well, I think we'd better be going now, Mary. Well, nice to see you again, Eileen. Say hello to Fred for me, will you, please?
Sure. It was nice seeing you again, Eileen.
Bye.
Bye.
Sure nice seeing you. So the gang's having a party. They'll have a lot of fun.
Oh, Jeff. Isn't it a wonderful night?
Yeah, you're pretty wonderful too, Mary. You know, we've been going for quite a while now, haven't we? Yeah, you're the nicest girl I've ever met, Mary. Mary, Mary, would you wear my school ring?
Yes, Jeff.
Well, come on, let's go back and dance, huh?
Good night, Terry. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Mary. Good
Good night,
Helen.
Helen.
Hey, Marge, Stu, huh? Good night, Terry. We'll see you. Swell party. Good night, Helen.
Bye.
Hey, Stu, I hate to break things up, but we're at Marge's house.
Oh. We're here already? Well, why don't we go to the point and park a while, eh?
No, I think this is the end of the line, Stu.
Well, what's the matter? Half the kids will be up there.
No, come on, Stu.
Boy, did you turn out to be a pill. Well, what's the matter? Well, can't you go along with everyone else? Don't you and Mary like each other anymore or something?
Clear out, Stu, huh?
Come on, Marge.
Good night, Jeff. Thanks for the ride.
And don't wait for me.
Guess I must be pretty popular with them.
Lights are on. I guess Mom and Dad are still up. How'd you like to come in and have a sandwich? They'd be glad to see you.
Yeah, sure.
Good. Mom and Dad went out with the Wilsons. They won't be back until about 2. Well, what would you like on your sandwich?
Oh, I don't mind. Anything would be fine. How about you?
Oh, I don't care. You say.
Well, What you got?
I've got ham, tomato, cucumber, and bacon, and peanut butter. We've got a whole restaurant.
If you'll just slow down the rush and pressure of your feelings a little, then judgment has a better chance to take hold.
We have so much fun together that I'd sure hate to ruin everything.
Well, folks, now that you know your boundaries and all the other lessons of the dating world, you're ready to go out there because you now know, because you have learned how to date. I thank you for tuning in to this latest edition of How to Live. I'm your host, your teacher, professor, and PhD, Joe Gigliotti. I thank you for tuning in, and keep it simple. We'll see you next time.